collective, you have a trickster energy that has tried to reincarnate into your soul's mission. Whoever this person is, they've gone through some things by way of delirium because downloading your soul is not as easy as they had anticipated. Yes, somebody wanted to download your soul, transfer your consciousness to their consciousness, and now somebody doesn't like the fact that your gift feels like a curse to them. Okay. So now this person is trying to figure out how to undo their sigil, undo their work, unspeak their words, words that should have gone unspoken, but they did speak it, but they did do it. Somebody's wishing and wanting and waiting for something that should not have happened to be undone. How can you make something that's happened already unhappen? How can you undo something by way of something that is already done? Ooh wee. It is the unspoken truth that cannot be unspoken. Listen, welcome to Spiritual Core TV. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning back, welcome back. Come on in, use your intuition. Let me just take a sip of my Rise mushroom coffee. I hope everybody is doing good. Oh, I just heard a really beautiful song in my ear. Mm. Some of you are really in a peaceful stance. Some of you are creating your reality very beautifully. Isn't that nice when you can project so heavily into your life that alternate realities don't resonate with your reality of life? And then you find that you're living a good life. Somebody's really happy. Yeah, I just heard, Hallelujah. 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 You are worthy. Clarify, Holy Spirit, what's going on here? Capricorn could be significant. Okay, this person is coming out heavily. Let's see. Clarify Capricorn energy. Why is that here? Now, just for those of you that follow zodiac readings, I need to let you know that I have outgrown zodiacs. I really don't get into sun signs, birth signs, things of that nature, because I feel like it confines the sovereign being consciousness. I don't want to be isolated to, oh my God, they're a Taurus. And then you only focus in on Taurian nature, which then becomes like idolatry, egotism, or is it egoism? Is that the way you say it? That's what I found in my own personal connection. So with Capricorn coming out, I just rather would read the connotations behind it. Capricorn represents desires, often showing up in tarot as the devil for educational purposes. Capricorn also represents people that are born in December and January. Now, Capricorn could mean a whole bunch of things based on the energy that I'm. Oh, okay. Thank you, Spirit. Somebody wanted to play the devil and God in your life. You remember the cartoons when you were little and you would have an angel on one side and the devil on one side? Somebody is playing a dual alchemist of duality to create delirium and confusion so they can steal your soul. Yeah, this is somebody that stole from you, property theft. Property theft has something to do with your destiny, something that you need along your path, a spiritual gift. This person is finding themselves to be frustrated. Clarify this energy. Somebody's in Texas. Oh, wow. It's real specific. Somebody's in Texas. Somebody's closer than what you thought. Somebody's in close proximity. Okay. Scorpio could be significant as well if you identify with the zodiac signs, or something about Scorpio. Scorpio represents death and reincarnation, illegal investigation or legal investigation. So a lot of you have like local authorities, people who have placed reports on you, people that want to see you in trouble, people that want to see you in jail. Some of these people have hired private eyes. Some of these people have hired private investigators. Some of these people are doing background checks on you. Okay, show me more. Wow, these people are really obsessed. This is coming out real crazy. You've gone through some type of transformation. Whatever this transformation is, what the enemy does not want you to know is that you can't be touched. Okay, so this is why somebody wants to play the devil and God in your life, be the angel and the demon that hovers over your shoulder, or be, they need your spiritual gifts in order to navigate in their rituals to figure out how to take you out. So they need you to help them take you out. They need your gifts to help take you out. So somebody's creating, or they've created something. Oh, they don't want this to come out. They've created some type of box, if you will, some type of an illusion. Let's see. Show me this person. What's going on? They want to be the devil and God in your life. They're receiving heavy karma. And when karma comes, karma is very, very fair. This person is mirroring your peace right now. They're trying to stay calm, but deep down inside, this person is losing it. They're having an outer body experience. That is a fight or flight mechanism in the physical body. That when the body goes into what Western medicine considers PTSD, people will freak out. They say it's anxiety, they say it's depression, but in reality, there's something in the environment. This could be energetically, spiritually, that is trying to keep you off balance. In this particular case, you have a spiritual stalker on your hands that is going above and beyond to take you out. They have launched a full-fledged investigation on you, okay? So local and federal authorities, detective, private eye, and attorney. This is somebody that has abused their connections, has abused their power. This is somebody that submitted some type of report against you, okay? Clarify abuse. Show me these people. Karma's whooping that ass, basically, okay? Entity attachment, all right? So whatever entities, energies, and entities sometimes are born out of conversations, spoken words. Words are powerful. Words can build up and or tear down. But when you have somebody that is so committed to projecting onto their life and speaking power into their life, more than anybody can speak against it, the people that are projecting the nastiness onto you or trying to speak into your life are now being found to be in what appears to be a pickle, also known as a catastrophe. They don't know what to do. They can't body jump. They can't swap out. They can't steal your energy. So entity attachment, okay? There's conflict. This person is really trying to keep cool. This person is really trying to keep cool, but really they got an entity hovering around them. So you got karma, abuse, entity attachment, and conflict. But the entity could also be a government official. The entity could also be local federal authorities. The entity could also be a detective. The entity could be an organization, okay? Clarified legal investigation. You got whoever these people are, these private eyes or whatever this is, attorneys or whatever they're doing, okay? I just heard with your social security number. So these people have all your information. All right. It's not that hard. So they got it. So now what? They're stalking, they're watching. And behind the scenes, somebody thought that this was going to make you frustrated enough that you would walk away from your life. Okay. This is somebody behind the scenes, y'all. They stay on the phone with the local authorities. They stay on the phone with the police station. They stay on the phone placing false reports. Somebody has your address and they're like trying to get you arrested, but they're angry because they feel like whoever's investigating you, whatever these entities are, that have this local authority, government officials, whatever this person is doing, the investigations are falling on deaf ears. Okay, so you got awakening. Some of these people did not want you to awaken to what it was that they were doing behind the scenes, trying to get you caught up in the judicial system. So it goes a little something like this. Somebody gets on the phone, they call maybe CPS, they place, a report. Oh, this person's abusing their children. Here's the address. And then what they're not prepared for are the series of questions that they're asked in return, because CPS also has to do their due diligence, since CPS is now under judgment. And we found out that there was some corrupt things going on in CPS with taking children that didn't deserve and they were connected. Now, let's remove all of the legalities by way of the world and let's look at this with spiritual eyes here in spiritual court. This is really just covens and cults who have access to certain things, people, places, and things, and they're abusing their power, right? Oh, my friend's an attorney. I can just get them to do this. Oh, I know a guy that knows a guy. I know my friend works at social services. So people are abusing their connections. Well, now that things are being exposed, now that we're in the age of Aquarius and nothing is really in the dark, and we know now that Roseanne Barr was really not crazy, and that the Epstein files was something that we all were actually living through, and that some of our families were really connected to some of this diabolical stuff, and that most of the children that were in foster care, orphans, mental hospitals were really people that were the products of some of these demented ass bloodlines. Now things, by way of information, truth and reality, hit a little bit differently, right? Clarify? This person is trying to figure out something. You got a Jezebel, okay? Whoever this person is that's calling, they did spell work over you. They're calling the local authorities. They're trying to get you investigated. They're trying to, this person went above and beyond. Now they're doing a love spell, okay? This is somebody who is spiritually confused. This is also something that they're doing to try to get you to not see them as a monster. Really, they don't want you to see them as how they are. So they're doing a love spell. Now, let me tell you one thing about a love spell. It's very irritating when you're not open to somebody's love offer. It's very irritating when you are a spiritual being and somebody is trying to pull you in a certain direction to love them or care about them, but you're denouncing their help. You're denouncing their offer. I feel like this person is now trying to pull at you with a love offer because after trying to abuse you, they feel like they need to show you some type of empathy. Okay, if to say that, but how can one empathize with somebody that lacks sympathy and empathy for somebody that they wanted to hurt? 11:22 on the timer. Clarify. It's a karmic masculine all day long. The reason why this person is doing a love spell, okay, divine feminine, is because they need to assimilate to your divine energy. But really, this is a karmic masculine. This person is destructive. They do rituals. They have been here for far too long, for thousands of years, okay? This is somebody that has mastered eternal earth life, meaning they have mastered how to keep coming back to this planet or how to stay here. This is somebody that has been chasing you for years upon years upon years through lifetimes and portals to try to take your ancient knowledge. Now, you also have reincarnated divine beings with good karma, but you've reincarnated by way of a helper of the divine. What does that mean? You have come to help awaken people. You've come to awaken the dead. No, not the people that's in the ground, the people that are walking around, walking dead, that are lacking Christ consciousness, the people that need to figure out how to get up out of this place so that they don't have to keep coming back in ways that is not conducive to their soul's evolution. This person is scared because they know that this shit is about to backfire. They know that you are ascending and you've ascended successfully above this magi. If to call them a magi, you've ascended above this manipulator's abilities to try to figure you out and put you in a box. Ascending, you've gone to a higher realm. That means that not only are you here in your human stance by way of your third eye being open, but you've ascended to realms that this person does not have access. And this is why the love spell is so important. I just saw 1313 on the timer. This is why the love spell is so important, because if this person does not convince you, as they have in previous lifetimes, to latch onto their energy or to accept a false love offer, it then becomes a debilitating issue for this karmic masculine who is coming off like a vampire who's been here for thousands of years. Y'all need to know some of these people have been here for thousands of motherfucking years, okay? They do all kinds of things to stay here. And so they never have to face the divine by way of judgment, okay? But with that being said, this person has called CPS on you. They've done all kinds of stuff. They've stolen information. This is somebody that you've left behind a long time ago. Okay. Clarify this person, Holy Spirit. This person doesn't like the fact that you being in this pure stance is mirroring onto them who they are. They don't like that. Your divinity is really what's taking them out. Okay. So their entities, their attachments, their connections, people, their affiliations, the people who they are connected to no longer want to work with them because that is what they wished for you. So what is really going on here in layman's terms, in a nutshell? Let's just break it down like we're talking to children who need to understand this. Somebody's really getting a nice, chunky, hefty dose of their own fat ass medicine by way of dark intentions. And now this raggedy bastard has the audacity to be doing a love spell. Because why? You are the divine mother. You are the high priestess. Okay. You're coming up as somebody who is ascending, and you're divine, and you're the high priestess. Why is your position, by way of you being this divine being, so threatening? Because you will then attract people who you will then teach how to ascend properly to the divine creator, which means that these people don't have any slaves, which means they can't control anybody. They can't manipulate. They can't shapeshift. They can't do any of that anymore. So really what we're watching are people who are fighting tooth and nail behind the scenes to keep a certain demographic under control, to keep a certain amount of the masses under control. What we're seeing is people who are fighting to control people's evolution, basically fighting to take their souls. So why is the divine collective so threatening right now to these organizations, these entities, the government? Because this lifetime, we show people how to ascend to the divine properly, which leaves these people null and void. Whoever these, they keep spinning a block to be devils or control or whatever this is, or karmic masculine energy, whatever this is. We then reroute their program in a way that they don't like. Because now you mean to tell me everybody's going towards the divine? Clarify. This person wants you to be attracted to them after trying to unalive you, because it's easier to join you at this point, divine collective, than to beat you. Remember, this is an ancient battle. This person does this every lifetime. This is how they get you every lifetime. And we've fallen for it. But this time, we're not going to follow the pull and the tug. We're just going to cut the rope, burn the house down. Wherever this person is, it's time for them to go once and for all. Okay. Enamor. Every lifetime, this person comes as a lover. They come as a wounded person, and you help them because you're kind and you're sweet, and they take you out. This life is a hell to the no. Somebody is literally trying to recreate an old ancient battle that has been done too many moon cycles ago, but they keep going to the universe trying to position these doors to be open. Somebody is using forbidden magic. Okay. Let there be no interference. Okay. These are family members. Your family members are not really your family. Okay. Your family members are not really your family members. Okay. And I know that could be shocking for a lot of people. This does not apply to everybody. This is only for the divine collective. What exactly do I mean by that? Well, let's discuss it. Family in the reverse represents DNA. It represents XY chromosomes. It represents people that connect to you by way of who you were born through, your mother, your father. When they came together, they created you and gave birth to you. Some people are stolen children. Some children have been abducted. Some children have been adopted. Some children were sold. Some children were cultivated. Some children were created from sorcery. There was witchcraft maybe around the time of some children's birth. Some of them were born for specific reasons. Now, with that being said, if you know, then you know. You know your story. You know your family dynamic. You know the people in your family that you get along with and who you've left behind. Family in the reverse are cursed lineages. Their time is finally up, and they do not like the fact that the divine was able to send chosen people into this world that they cannot unalive. We basically took their magic from them and we turned it into something better. So what was meant to kill, steal, and destroy, we've now transferred that energy to ascension, divinity, and consciousness. That's alchemy, and that's how you do it. Now, if everybody else learns to do that on this planet, this will eliminate certain people who have this compulsive nature to destroy and or control. Let's get it. This is what they're saying. Let's get it. This person is mad. Complete and total destruction. This is the timeline. This is the lifetime where they finally get destroyed after thousands and thousands of years of chasing you through portals, an ancient battle. They took your power too many times before, but did they ever really take your power? Or is this what they're wondering? This person is like, I wonder if I ever really had this person's power. Because remember, their life is predicated on walking through life with your energy, with your soul, or dominating your soul to the point where they feel they can access it at any points of their own want or need or leisure at their leisure, right? But now that you're walking in your divinity, you got a whole bunch of witches and warlocks. It's like, well, wait a minute, did we ever really have this person under a spell, or did they have us under a spell? So now you're the witch is what they're saying. You're the warlock, you're the sorcerer, you're the this, because you are a divine alchemist. Download the word divine alchemy. It's really putting this person's energy in a split. It's really putting their energy in a split. This person is no longer the rich girl, the rich guy. They know that their love spell is not working on you. You have high rank dominion to ask, invoke your angels, your messaging angels, war angels, to talk to the divine about this situation. And they don't like the fact that they are about to be completely and totally destroyed by the energy that they sent out to you, and the fact that their heart is now being weighed in a way that they don't like. They feel like the only way to beat you is to join you, but that's only to come towards you to destroy you. Love spell. Somebody is trying to do a love spell. What does that mean? They're mirroring your efforts because they have no love in them, but they see that you love yourself. So they're trying to use a mirroring effect to project onto you your own energy to get you to follow false illusions of your own soul in order to be caught in some web of destruction. But you're ascending to the divine by way of your earthly experience and your spiritual experience. So there's no way that your soul can be deviated, redirected, rerouted into illusions of false light. No, it's not going to happen. And now you, as a teacher, a leader, a high priestess, when you're doing readings, you're being guided to encourage people to follow their higher selves, not other people. Some of these people took so much of chosen one's energy that they do come up as light beings, right? But now that the chosen ones in the earth, the ones that have passed over, the ones in other realms, now that they are calling back their essence, yes, the spirit realm is calling in their essence. This presents a problem for witches and warlocks and werewolves and vampires who've been here for too long, thousands of years, because now where does their soul get transferred to? This is why so many of them are into necromancy. This is why so many of them are doing sex magic over the dead. Yes. Anyway, we won't tell all their secrets. We won't tell all their secrets. Somebody's really trying to shut me up. Clarify this shut up spell. You want me to shut up? Yeah, they do. Ooh, that card just fell on the floor. You know why? And I'm going to take it exactly the way it fell, because somebody is not a divine masculine. They are not a divine masculine. They are a warlock. They are trying to pull you in a direction that you do not need to be in. But the fact that you are a true divine feminine and you know you have a real divine masculine out there, somebody can't tear two people apart that are supposed to be together. They are so mad about this. Oh my goodness. They cannot manipulate your energy anymore. You have moved on. They've attempted to jump a timeline, but what was the a little gnat just came out of nowhere? But at what expense did they try to jump a timeline? They tried to jump a timeline with your essence, as they've done many, many lifetimes. And now that they can't jump a timeline, now that they can't fool people into thinking that they are a divine masculine, they're a karmic masculine, they now have to release this energy that they've stolen from people by way of ancient knowledge. Now this person is spazzing out. Now they don't know what to do. Now they're in this devil's energy because they feel like they want you to stop pulling your energy back. This person wants to present themselves as a divine masculine. This person is spazzing out and they're going crazy. This person wants your soul. They want your soul's mission. So if you're a leader, a teacher, somebody that's here to lead people into divine light, not false illusions of light, they want to be you. Why? For bad reasons. If they get into this position, or this is how they see it, then you know the light beings that they could trick into thinking that they're a light being and that they're guiding them only to lead them to destruction. Why would anybody have to do a love spell? Why would anybody that's a karmic masculine have to do a love spell over somebody's bloodline and then try to destroy them because they're not of the divine? Real teachers, real leaders don't have followers. Let's be clear. If you ever come across somebody that says, I'm going to fix this, I'm going to make it right, keep in mind that if you allow somebody to fix something for you too many times, they then become your master. At what point do you master yourself? At what point do you learn to think, speak, and pray for yourself? And this is why we present a very serious, imminent threat, meaning it's urgent. These people are on the hunt. They will do anything to stay on top. And they now know that we're willing to fight a battle in order to bring this world back to its original state of divinity. Clarify? This person astral projects into your energy. They're trying to unalive you, basically, but they're trying to do it through a love spell, okay? Ice King, this is somebody that is cold. They're dead. They don't have any motion, any movement, no heartbeat, no nothing, no compassion, no empathy, no nothing. They don't cry. They're not sad. They just don't want to die. They just need to take you out. They need this soul contract because your soul contract is putting you in a position of leadership. And in that position of leadership, you will encourage people to become the new leaders of this world, not followers. There's a difference, right? And this person wants that because if they get in that position, they feel as though they can lead people better than you, but also they want to lead people to confusion. So basically, they don't want anything to change up under the sun. They're mad about the magic that they did because now the death spirits have come to collect. Somebody is an old ass warlock who's been here thousands of years. And what they're afraid of is the fact that now they get to die. And when I mean get to die, they don't have a reincarnation waiting for them. They don't have a new body, a new portal, a new divine mother that they can come through. This is a man that unalived his mother. Mother probably passed away at a young age. Yeah, I just heard the age of 10. That little gnat keeps coming out of nowhere. You got somebody that wants your riches. You got somebody that wants your gifts. Okay. And they're willing to do anything to get it. This person wants your ability to pray. They want your ability to communicate with the spirit realm. They want your ability to influence people. They want your abilities, they want your gifts, but they're finding it very difficult. Your gifts feel like a curse to them. So every time they try to tap into your energy, they seem to go through bouts of delirium. This could be random laughing at things that aren't funny, random screaming for no reason, random antsiness, dancing around, trying to project out something that can't be projected. This is somebody that spends a great deal of their 24 hours trying to do this. Clarify, this person is stalking in real life and you called investigators over? Yeah, you did. This is not your person. This is the kind of person that will follow you. It's the kind of person that if you move to a new state in a new town, they'll move there too. Don't put nothing past these cuckoo ass people. They'll do anything to stay above ground. Anything. Okay. Real love in the reverse. Karmic masculine. This person is going above and beyond. Now your spiritual contracts have already been activated, meaning you have a partner that you're already connected to spiritually. This really does present a problem for somebody that wants to try to pull your contract or distract you or send you into a different area to tear your life up because your intuition is too spot on. So you can't be tricked. You can't be fooled. Be patient, Spirit is saying, because something is about to literally come and wipe this person out. Somebody will move wherever you move just to get close to this energy. This is how desperate this person is. Somebody that's done this every lifetime. This is an ancient battle that has already been won by you, divine chosen one. Do not let anybody project any illusions of anxiety or depression onto you. I just heard Christ Jesus. Clarify? Yeah, I can't make it up. You have the direct lineage bloodline of Christ consciousness. Christ Jesus is your ancestor. You are the last of this bloodline on this planet, which means you can't be unalive. They can't take you out. You can't be bound into any type of demonic ass forbidden marriages, anything that anybody's doing. Somebody loves to work the witching hours, but honestly, there's not that many witches in the witching hour no more. Trust me, they all ran to the church house, okay? They all reading the Bible. They don't want to die. Trust me. There's not too many people in the witching hour, but you still got a few of them up in the middle of the night, speaking curses in the darks, projecting things out to you, saying things that aren't true, only for you to wake up when the sun comes up. And yeah, you naturally transmute that. That shit falls down. It don't have nowhere to go. They can't shut you up. They can't twist your words. Somebody is mad. Somebody is mad because that little voodoo that they was doing, they are mad about this commitment. When I tell you that you're going to come into commitment with this high level commitment, you need to stay focused. Where you go to next is very important. That could be to the store, that could be to the gas station, that could be out and about. Whatever it is that you do, it has to be divinely orchestrated, so much so that your life is rooted in divine truth, so that your angels will guide you to this commitment. Believe it or not, we don't believe it, but we know there's a lot of karmic masculines out here that really want these divine feminines. Why? Because you are coming up literally as somebody who is of the bloodline of Mary Magdalene, as the apostles, as Jesus Christ. Like, you really do have that bloodline within you, which means you cannot co-create with bloodlines that are not of your holy descended, rooted, royal, Asiatic, Black Asiatic bloodline, no matter what color you are. Now that the bloodlines have been intermingled and we've alchemized all these demonic forces out of our bloodlines, we basically purified our bloodlines. We can only create pure love from our relationships, which is why they are so desperate to send in these karmic ass masculines. Oh my God. They are so desperate for these karmic ass masculines to probe us, find us. Now, some of them have tried to do astral sex, but they're not getting the same effect as they would if they were up close and personal. Somebody, again, let's look at the series of events. They've already tried to destroy you. They've called CPS if you're a single mom, or if you're a mom, or they've called the local authorities. Somebody has gone above and beyond. The FBI has been flooded with so many false reports that if you go onto the website by way of cyberbullying, you'll see that they've closed down the application to file a report. This is how many of our haters were going to the FBI. I mean, they was trying to get us for everything, tax fraud, finding nothing. Somebody went digging and didn't find anything and was really pissed off that you're living a decent life. If you owe taxes, it's not anything illegal. It's not above and beyond. Like, it's ridiculous shit. It's wasting taxpayers' dollars, so much so that now these organizations are changing the way that they allow people to report certain citizen arrest type activities. That's, we're going to call it like a citizen's arrest. Okay. So faith, somebody hates the fact that you pray. This person wanted to stop you from praying. So if you're ever in your house and you feel like you need to pray, or there's distractions, or something keeps, maybe there's an energy around you, you need to go and pray, and you need to find everything within your divine vessel, your spirit, your soul to pray. Because this is somebody that stays up praying all night. When I say they stay praying up all night and they're up during the day trying to manifest what it is that they prayed in the night, but the minute it reflects back to them, everything that they said about you has to now go back to them. They don't like it so much because they're exempt without your energy, and their love spell is weak and it's not working on you. This then starts to affect their intuition. That was never their intuition. They stole that too. Okay, let's be clear. This is why so many men, karmic masculines, are angry in the public eye, especially in the spiritual community. They're weirdos. Why? Because the divine feminines dominate the spiritual community. We got some real divine feminines that are pure in nature. I just heard all the Jezebels, all the whores of Babylon gotta die because these new bloodlines have been purified. What does that look like? That's a divine feminine that's broken her generational curses. That's a divine masculine that's broken their generational curses. We're no longer timid when it comes to speaking out into the atmosphere what it is that we want. We know the power of our tongue. We know the power of our energy. We know that our angels are real. We know that they are present. We know that the divine is real. We know that Christ is real. So many people was like, oh, Christ is not real. It's not real. 33 on the timer. I'm here to let you know. Christ Jesus is real. And guess what? Whoever the masculine is that's coming in, he too is of a royal, clean bloodline. So what are they doing now? They're trying to tear these relationships apart. They've been doing it since Ishtar's birthday, since the celebration of Ishtar. They want karmic masculines to link up with divine feminine energies, but most of the divine feminines are celibate or abstaining, waiting for their divine masculines. What they don't know is that the wait is over. We already connected to our divine masculines. So now you got karmic masculines that are trying to make divine masculines karmic. These are men that are attacking men, but they're doing love spells over other men to either get them to be homosexual in the spirit This is not about LGBTQ. This is getting them to be homosexual in the spirit so that they can give up their soul, so they can go get their divine feminine. It's not about lust. It's not about love. It's not about sex. It's just about soul taking so they can come in as these men and get this divine feminine energy and get that high level commitment and have these royal lineage starseed babies. Remember, these are lineages that are cursed, that are dying. They will do anything. Okay. You are the rising star. Somebody's divine masculine is somebody that gets a lot of attention. Whoever this sorcerer is, they're about to experience a lot of emotional pain. Okay. They projected out a lot of damage to divine feminine specifically. Now, what you have are karmic masculines doing love spells over divine masculines, but trying to take divine feminine's energy to show up to these masculines as feminines. I remember I was talking to somebody and they said, "Yeah, you came in my dream and we made love." I said, "No, that wasn't me." "Yes, it was. It was you." I said, "No, it wasn't." I said, "Did you wake up with things on your body and marks on your body?" He was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, that's a succubus energy. That's somebody that came in the illusion of me." So whenever you in the dream state, if you think it's me that's showing up to you in the dream state, test the spirit. Kill that bitch. That's on everything. Kill her in the astral realms. I promise you, you're going to see my image fade away. That's an illusion. That's mirror magic. That wasn't me. I would never come to you in the astral realms. I would never come to you in the dream state and have sex with you. Do you know 3 months later, he called me and told me that the person that came to him in the dream state was a man posing as a woman, as a divine feminine woman? So karmic masculine is trying to siphon divine feminine's energy to show up to these men as women, and they show up as beautiful women in the dream state. These men wake up with wet dreams and hard-ons, and now they want to go on the hunt, and it's all karmic as hell. You got to be mindful. You got to pray for divine truth, and that all illusions that are fragmented in the dream state, known and unknown, be eliminated so that you can see what it is you need to see. Well, unfortunately, that guy ended up going crazy, y'all. But it was his family that was attacking him. They deemed him to be schizophrenic and they put him in a mental hospital. I had to learn as a spiritual practitioner that I can't help everybody on a spiritual level. And that was the hardest part for me. I even walked away from my spirituality for a whole year. I didn't pick up the cards. I didn't want to pray. I didn't want to nothing because I felt defeated. I felt like, well, damn, if I can't help this person, then how? And then I realized, oh, okay, there's people that I can help and there's some people that I can't help. Because that really did hurt me to see that person go down like that. And then I had to protect my energy because then I was pissed off. I'm like, who the hell is out here that is posing so effortlessly as me in the dream state, that this person really believed that it was me, but really it wasn't that. They were pulling at his subconscious, his desires. He's the one that manifested the illusion of love in the dream state because he was lacking yearning for true love, but couldn't find it within himself. So he merely imagined what love would be on a feminine level. And he imagined me because I had been so kind to him. I had prayed for him. There was one time I fasted and prayed for him for 3 days, and he called me. He says, "What did you do?" I said, "I just sent you light. I asked for Christ to come and move in your heart and for the Lord to show you and invoke your angels and show you." And he started to see, and he saw that it was his mother, who was a witch, who kept going to the Dominican Republic doing witchcraft on him, and his uncle, that he was born to be a sacrifice. And all his life, they were doing spell work, breaking up his relationships. So when he came across me, that didn't make his bloodline feel that good. They then tried to attack me. So I had to protect myself because if he wasn't strong enough to walk away from his family, then that was something that I couldn't help him with. And it wasn't a romantic situation, but I showed up as a divine mother. I showed up in divine feminine energy. So the fact that he dreamt about me in a lustful way was them playing with his subconscious and his yearning for self-love. He had that dream again, and he saw that it was a karmic masculine posing as a feminine in the dream state. Emotional pain. Heal the broken heart, self-love, and you will tap into your soul in a way that nobody can steal it, take it, even if they're trying to take your gifts, even if they're trying to steal your knowledge. This person is nervous. You know, body language, how they say body language speaks louder than words. If you look at the way somebody does certain things, you know, I took a class on body language and psychology, the psychology of body language, God, that had to have been 2019. And then we went into COVID, and then everything just kind of stopped with me being able to go to class. But there is a book that's out there, and it's called How to Spot a Liar. And most liars have a repetitive way. They really are not that creative. They have a repetitive pattern of how they do certain things, and the body language never lies. Okay. This has also been sought to be true with lie detectors and heart rhythms and breathing. And, when somebody has a lump in their throat, or how they shift from side to side or fold their arms, maybe they're guarded, shifting your eyes from left to right when people are lying. A lot of people out here lying. A lot of people. Just pay attention to the eyes. Now, you do have some master manipulators who have mastered the art of lying. You have some master manipulators who have studied people who tell the truth only to mimic them. They are shapeshifters. This is why you have to be connected to the divine. This is why you should not share everything. A lot of psychiatrists, Sigmund Freud, and people that have come before us, they ended up dying because they shared too much of their research. Most of what you know should never be told, but shown through action. And the people that pick up on those actions will absolutely meet you at that level of your frequency. 80% of what you know never needs to go viral, never needs to be spoken to another human being. What I share here at the platform is 20%. Everybody that is on the same timeline as me by way of ascension, when we meet in these astral realms, you already know what the 80% of the knowledge is, and it's sacred. Why? Because we got devils that's watching us too. Why do you think the likes and stuff go up and down? Evil eye. They're watching you with the evil eye, because just when they thought they figured you out enough that they could destroy you, this is how people who are narcissists think. They come along, they steal enough of your persona. Once they feel that they know enough about you that they can now take your soul's mission on, or your soul's essence on, they get frustrated when they realize that they never really knew you. And then they start to question their own magic. Then they're like, well, wait a minute, were you really the magician, or was I doing magic on you? Because when narcissists get to a point where they can't get anything else out of you to rob, kill, steal, and destroy, they then get bored and they need to move on to new supply, right? So then now they want to get rid of you. They need to get rid of you. They go into this energy of frustration. They see you as weak. They've taken all that they could from you. You showed them all this love. Now they need to get rid of you. They're like, oh, you weak. Because anybody that doesn't fight back with somebody that's trying to steal your soul, be that in the spirit by way of spiritual warfare, is a weak individual. This is where you have to be strong and strengthened within your spirit, man, to pray up against these things. So once they feel that they've taken everything that they could possibly take, they'll even sit back and be like, I know you. And this is how their magic is predicated. They're like, I know you. I know exactly what you're going to do. Remember, they're good listeners. They sat back, they studied you, they know what you want, they know your fears. You opened up, you're kind, you're genuine, you're nice, right? Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to fix my candle. You're nice, you're genuine, right? So once you tell them all your life and your whole story, and my mom did this and my dad, they just taking notes and trying to figure out how to destroy you. These are very patient narcissists. But when you are a supreme being and people realize that they really didn't know you, or if they knew you, they don't know you anymore, you now present a problem in the spiritual algorithm. They can't go with your rhythm. They can't steal your love. They can't manipulate you. They can't show back up. They can't come in with old, outdated tactics. And one thing about a narcissist, they don't like to lose. Let's get into the tarot. If you're just now coming into spiritual court, welcome. If you're returning back and you're new, welcome. Use your intuition, use your best discernment. I encourage you to not get distracted by the the comment section. Pay attention to the message. Usually when you get weird people, scragglers, gang stalkers, people that want to irritate you, and you're in the comments, it's because the message is the truth and they want you to not hear it. Okay. So it's so important to hear the truth in real time. Now, You are an evolving being, somebody that has been investigated, somebody that has been tested, somebody that has been, they tried to unalive you. They tried to put you in the box. They tried to take your knowledge. They found out where you live. They rolled past your house. They've done all these things. Okay, listen, these people are completely, totally exhausted while you sit in a Zen state of mind, just as calm and still and peaceful. Because when you give your thoughts and your consciousness over to the divine, peace be still then becomes a real reality that creates a world where these people do not exist. Mm. Well, that's going to piss them off. They're always pissed off. Ace of Pentacles, because they don't have joy. Clarify, show me this energy, please and thank you. This person could be communicating in the night. Eight of Wands is a backfire. Something that they spoke is going back to them. They don't like it. The Four of Pentacles, this person was trying to hold you back, shut you up from speaking the truth. This is somebody that prays every night. Okay. They feel like as long as they keep working on it, that they can take something from you. These are visitors in the night. These are people that astral project that can't astral project over you anymore. Clarify, Holy Spirit, please and thank you. The Magician. This is not a magician. This is somebody that harvests off of other people's energy and they create illusions in the dream state and they can no longer astral project properly. Okay. They're trying to see if something is going to work for them and they don't like the fact that they no longer have help. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Whoever was helping this person, whoever saw them as a powerful magician, jump ship. This is somebody that says, I don't want to work with you anymore. Now this person has to sit in their own energy. Whatever they have on their altar, it's attacking them. It's killing them. They're going to do something in the witching hour. Notice the number 3. It's in the reverse. Everything that was spoken in the witching hour is backfiring right now. There's something real significant about 12 o'clock in the daytime when the sun is at its highest peak. Don't pay attention to the clock. The numbers are an illusion. Spring forward, fall back. They play with time all the time to try to expand it. Has nothing to do with reality. Pay attention to nature. When the sun is at its highest peak, it will be straight up in the sky. Okay? Just know that. It's very important. You already know that. It's just a confirmation. Remember, most of what we're talking about is merely confirmations. Honestly, what we're here to do is just remind each other of what it is that we've come to do each and every time that we've revisited this place. Now we're making things right. Now we're getting things in order. And this is really throwing a lot of people off. You got the 5 of Cups, okay? You got sadness. You got all hope is lost, okay? This is the lifetime. This is the timeline where they don't get what it is that they want. And they don't like the fact that they can't paint us out to be the bad guy, okay? A lot of these people want us to be seen as the bad guy. They need that. Clarify this energy, please. I just heard everything they said is being projected onto them. Somebody's about to go through a very detrimental, calamitous tower, like real bad. Whatever their alchemy skills were, whatever stones they were using, they're feeling frustrated. Something's not working for them anymore. Somebody's alchemy is outdated. Yeah. 10 of Pentacles, because you keep calling in your royal bloodline. They wanted your gifts. They wanted your bloodline. The love spell is not working. Page of Wands in the reverse. It's all bad news. Somebody could be doing divination. Somebody could be looking at the cards. Somebody could be trying to read energy from the past to pull you back to the past to keep you stuck so you don't move forward. 5 of Pentacles. Somebody is stuck in the past by way of memories, by way of alchemy, by way of magic, and they don't like the fact that they're stuck there because now if they're in my past and they're in your past, they don't have a spirit guide. That means we're on a whole new timeline. Okay? Clarify private eye attorney. Yeah, these people cannot watch you anymore. You got the 3 of Wands in the reverse, 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. These are false reports that people are like, nah, I'm not doing this. People that tried to get you locked up, put in mental hospitals. Some of these people are karmic family members that you no longer talk to. And really, it's a spirit that seduces them into doing things that they don't even know why they're doing it. 3 of Wands in the reverse. If they were coming past your house, if they were spying on you, they're not anymore. Temperance in the reverse. These are fallen angels who have been here a really long time and they feel like they have this place. They feel obligated to be on the earth. They don't like the fact that we're evicting them. They don't like the fact that we figured out what it is that they've done. They don't like the fact that we don't show them empathy. Okay. Empathy is selective. Why would I empathize with a reptilian person who likes to unalive children, molest children, rape women in the ethers? Why would we be praying for somebody like that? That's more than just a spirit. Okay. So prayer warriors, you got to know what you praying for and what you praying about. My recommendation, pray for yourself first and let the divine reveal to you that which you need to pray for. Period. Because some of these people don't need prayer. Some of these people are just what they are. Sometimes you're not casting out a spirit. Sometimes you are. Sometimes you're casting out a spirit that needs to go back to its dimension and its realm. Sometimes. So one has to know what they're praying about. I'm going to pray about it. Well, let's pray about what you need to pray about first. Because some of the people that you're praying for were people that was trying to unalive you, going to practitioners. And so if you're praying for them, that means you're shielding them from karma and you're forgiving their sins, you're forgiving their debt. So when you get sick and they don't, then don't feel like that's a noble way to die, because that don't make no common sense. We're going to need you to stay conscious. This person's about to experience a tower. Whoever these private investigators are, whoever this person is that was driving past your house or stalking you from city to city, state to state, child, they don't have that help anymore. Somebody doesn't want to help them anymore. Why? Because the investigator, the person that was doing the earth magic, throwing powders, burying stuff in your city, at the crossroads, at the stoplight, people just want to be in the city that you're in, the zip code that you're in. Whoever these people are that were helping them, because I don't even think this is legal investigation. I think they tried to get you in legal trouble. And that backfired. And then I think somebody took something into their own hands and they deemed themselves to be a private investigator, got your address, and then tried to come after you as a headhunter, like a bounty hunter. But really, honestly, truth be told, they want your soul. They want your consciousness. They want your knowledge because they don't want to leave. They feel entitled. Sneaky and deceptive, 5 of swords. This person is still trying to figure out a way on how to get into your energy. However they can spy on you, they want to do that. But in reality, they're getting back all the energy that they sent out. Whatever they spoke, whatever they said in the witching hour, now they're doing something alone. Whoever this person is, a karmic masculine, 5 of swords. Oh man, the shit is hitting the fan. Okay. The 2 of cups. Now they're trying to do a love spell on you. So pay attention. They know you have a 2 of cups contract coming in. They know you have a 10 of pentacles contract coming in. They know that. Okay. You got the Queen of Cups in the upright. So first thing they want to do is dirty your cup. If they can't stop your masculine from coming towards you, they want to come towards you. This is somebody that does a ping pong effect. They hit the masculine, hit the feminine, hit the masculine. Now the 2 of you have ascended so high, they can't hit a damn thing. They can't even see you in the ethers. They can't see us in the ethers. The 7 of Wands. That's a wall of fire. 7 of Wands. These people are surrounded. They're surrounded by deities and entities. Even the entities that they conjured up are now whooping their ass on behalf of the divine people. They didn't know that. They didn't know that the deities and demons that they conjured up would now be working to our benefit. Yeah, I can't make this up. And you get to move forward with the Chariot and the 6 of Swords. So this is somebody that was trying to recreate your darkness in the Akashic. It's a very typical way of doing dark magic. Going into your childhood, going into your pain, now they're stuck there. So now this person, these people are stuck in the 5 of Pentacles, in a dried out space, in a desolate place, in the 5 of Swords, and nothing that they're doing is working. You got the King of Pentacles in the reverse. There's a greedy ass son of a bitch here. Somebody is all about the money, all about trying to get stability. Okay, this is a toxic karmic masculine. Clarify. Yep, and somebody is scared because they don't want to die. If they don't feed off of your soul, if they don't feed off of your energy, if they don't feed off of your knowledge, if they don't know which way to go, the 4 of swords in the reverse means that they then become restless. This could also be somebody that is detached and or has dissociated from their vessel under stress. This is what happens when warlocks don't get what they want. They throw spiritual tantrums and then they're disconnected and dissociated from their bodies. Okay. You got the Lovers. They know that these relationships are coming in. They know that they can't stop it. Clarify. The 10 of Swords. I cannot make this up. Now, 10 of Swords normally is like betrayal. You can also see that everything is fine through this card as well. There's multiple different reasons and meanings behind the Ten of Swords. The reality is these are people that have landed on their own swords. The towers are for them to have. The darkness in the Akashic records, they can have it. They're abandoned there in the dark without your light. But they wanted to pull your pain out of you to have you face your fears, and now they have to face their fears. It was a bad attempt. Clarify. Spirit says what I'm saying is the truth. Ace of Swords. Because you're ascending. You're in a timeline where they can't tap into. So all of their messages are outdated. All their messages are old. All their downloads are old. They're stuck in a timeline that doesn't exist. One that they keep trying to pull you back to. One where you are not interested in, because why would you keep doing something over and over with false illusions of ascensions when you've already completed a cycle? It's like acing the test. Getting an A, there's nothing higher than 100%. So why would I have to take this test over and over and over again? Well, this is how witches and warlocks think. Most of the witches, though, they're not up in the witching hour. That's why the Three of Pentacles is in the reverse. Some of them are like, hell no. Now you got witches that are trying to help the collective. I saw this video of a witch who had done witchcraft for 18 years. She was born in witchcraft, okay? She's now giving up the secrets of how to defeat the devil. She breaks down the story and the theory behind the wise men and following the star, and why some of these people want to steal your star and why they want to take it, because they can't ever return to the divine. Being here all this time ain't what it's cracked up to be. Clarify. Two of Wands. Somebody's out of their body right now. Let's see you in the astral realms. Oh, it's not successful though, because your illusions have shattered. So somebody goes up outside of their body to create an illusion, and now the illusions have been shattered. So if they're astral projecting out of their body to travel towards you, the Seven of Cups in the reverse, which means that you saw them coming before they decided to do it. You can see their thoughts. You can also see the outcome, the final outcome, not multiple outcomes by way of duality, but you can see the outcome and you know what's going to happen to them, which doesn't make their astral trip successful. They need to stay in the body that they have. They need to sit that ass down, and they need to stay on that dark ass timeline that they couldn't stop opening up doors to after they were told. Temperance in the reverse are fallen angels who are addicted to power, addicted to unaliving the divine in the earth. Seven of Cups in the reverse and the Two of Wands. Somebody's trip in the astral realms, it has failed. Somebody's also sending distractions. Clarify the spirit of distractions. Yeah, Eight of Cups, baby. They ripping and running the Eight of Cups. I cannot make it up. Somebody is like in the astral realms, trying to astral project, trying to spy on you, trying to see who's seeing you, what's going on. Why is it that you're not coming towards this false love offer? This is what they're trying to see. In the middle of them astral projecting and trying to travel towards a certain demographic in the spirit, they then get caught and then they run. It's like, oh, they can see me. Seven of Cups in a reverse. It's an illusion. That cup that they are presented to you in the astral realms by way of some type of spiritual marriage through a love spell is not even real. So now that they know that you're not choosing this contract, they're bound to whatever the contract is that they have written. They will then draw more karmic lovers just like themselves. These are people that lack empathy. They lack the divine. Eight of Cups. We figured out what they've been doing for centuries and they don't like it. Not only that, we're snatching their knowledge, we're taking it and we're exposing it to the public eye to show people like, hey, this shit is really going on behind the scenes. You better pay attention. Yeah. Okay. Mm. So for a while, they had labeled us as schizophrenic. They had labeled us as crazy, as cursed. We didn't know what we were doing. We were playing with evil cards. And to these cards, they realized were connected to our divine gifts. And it was never the cards that were evil. For we took the game of tarot, we took their images and we turned it into exposing them. And they don't like the fact that we've taken their game and turned it into something that they don't recognize. The Knights Templar These images on these cards were created by social secret societies who have been hiding. And now that we don't resonate with the images on the cards, we just decided to change it. You're the alchemist. You can't change that. Who said we can't? Knight of Pentacles. Clarify. The moon. You have a dumbass young warlock out here. Well, he's young in this physical body, but he's old. He's been doing this for a long time. He's mad because you won't die. He's obsessively doing readings, divination. He may or may not be using the cards because the cards are not giving him the answers that he wants. Death in the reverse. He's trying to figure out, why won't you die? Why won't you die? What's the problem? I'm here to take your soul. Why won't you let me have your soul? I need you to die. What's the problem? Okay. He could be using sigils to tap in, to talk to certain spirits. These spirits are trickster spirits. Remember, he's stuck in a fragmented timeline because he kept trying to open up your old pain wounds and all this Six of Cups in the past. He feels like retrograde is a perfect time to do it. They love using the scrambling and the emotions of the moon to put you back in the past. So all of a sudden you start feeling anxiety. You feel like you're having an outer body experience. You feel like you're dying. These are all illusions. This is all something that somebody is feeling that they're projecting onto you, or they're just creating this illusion because they need you to feel defeated long enough that you will lay down and stay down and they can take this. So now they're trying to figure out your strategy. Okay. Why won't you die? This is what he's saying. Yeah. What's the problem? And you keep coming up as the Hierophant. He doesn't want to flip the cards. He doesn't like flipping the cards anymore. He feels like the cards keep telling him that you're a divine being. And he's like, how can that be so when I stole your soul and I unalived you? I saw you die. Okay, let's see. These are people that really be believing in these doggone illusions and tactics and all this other type of shit. Better stay up out of the devil's den. Current energy, these people are catching a tower. Okay, I'm being guided to close this reading here. I will be back with more readings. If this resonated or you got something out of it, please give it a thumbs up, like, love, share. Welcome to the Christ Jesus Consciousness Awakening here at Spiritual Court TV, where we talk about all things spiritual. If it's happening in the spirit realm, we're going to see it. As we close these doors, anybody that attempted to astral project illegally, siphon my energy, I spy, we spy, send monitoring spirits, let them be bound to the energy that they have. Let them be bound and let them become that which they wanted us to be. If it's not in alignment with love, let it reflect onto them immediately. So shall it be. And it is. Close that door, seal it forever. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I'll be back with more readings. I love y'all, okay? Until then, peace be with you.